Chris was just telling me how he felt much more comfortable with my being here. Get out.
Sorry, man.
Get out! Yo!
Do you think you're the devil himself?
No, but I do have a good mirror.
Devil work all kind of ways. According to history, Egyptians was very superstitious about the usage of mirrors. They felt as though that mirrors was a gateway from the spirit world into their world. Believe it or not, there are, you ever heard of them folk, what they call paranormals, that go to people's houses and all that stuff? Believe it or not, do you know there are people who study witchcraft today that use mirrors as a gateway to contact spirits that bring them from their world to this world. When I was younger, we had what we called a teenage prayer band, and I was the youngest one in it. Everybody else was teenagers and in their 20s. And there was a young lady house the prayer band went to named Sheila Purdy. And the devil was there alive and well. Believe her mother, Sister Jersey. Wow, I didn't know you was here. God bless your heart. Her mother, I believe, was a witchcraft worker, Sheila Purdy. Prayer band was over there praying one night. Washing machine started shaking. And no clothes was in it. And it wasn't plugged. Them young folks started praying louder. You know, some of them older washing machines, when your clothes spin and it really rocks everything in the room. That's what the washing machine was doing. The spirit world is not a world that one should play with or take for granted.
Do you think you're the devil himself?
To deal with...
No, but I do have a good mirror.
It's a serious question.
I'm sorry.
Do you think you're the devil himself?
I don't know. Why would you say that?
Because you have all the attributes. You're incredibly smart. You remember the devil is somebody knows
smart?
The devil's brilliant. You read Milton's Paradise Lost.
No, the devil scares me.
Satan is at the number 1 or 2 archangel, and the reason he goes to hell and leads the rebellion is because he can't be the top guy, and his thing is that.
The final tranche of confidential files associated with convicted child sex offender Jeffrey Epstein has ignited a new and deeply unsettling controversy on social media. Among the documents released on January 30th, one particular record involving a money transfer quickly drew attention from online users and investigators alike. In that document, Epstein reportedly requested that an amount of over $11,000 be wired to a bank account identified under the unusual name Baal, which immediately raised suspicion. Screenshots showing the alleged payment instructions circulated widely on X, where users began sharing theories involving possible links to so-called demonic or occult practices. One user claimed, quote, Epstein named his bank account Baal. Baal is a demonic being that was worshipped in ancient Israel by some Hebrews before they converted to Judaism. Child sacrifice is a ritual of Baal worshippers, usually through burning, like Israel did to Gaza. archaeological discoveries have found thousands of urns with cremated infant and small children's remains. Now we have evidence of Epstein's circle killing and even eating children." Unquote. Another X account said, quote, "Jeffrey Epstein had a bank account named Baal and asked someone at JP Morgan to wire him over $11,000. Baal is a demonic figure and an enemy to Jesus, as written in the Holy Bible." Biblical scholars were quick to note that Baal is repeatedly referenced in the Old Testament, appearing as a name associated with ancient deities worshipped in the Middle East. Experts explained that Baal worship in antiquity was often characterized by acts of sensual devotion and, historically, involved practices such as ritualistic prostitution. Historians added that the worship of Baal reached its height during the reign of King Ahab and Queen Jezebel in ancient Israel, a period often cited as the peak of the cult's influence. According to ancient texts and biblical commentary, followers of Baal were even believed to sacrifice their firstborn children in a bid to appease the deity and gain favor. These religious references found in the Epstein case documents quickly fueled widespread online claims suggesting possible connections to human sacrifice and infant offerings. Some reports circulating online went further, alleging that certain documents described a disturbing event where infants were mutilated and consumed during a supposed private gathering. This prompted renewed scrutiny of Epstein's background and faith, given that he was born into a Jewish family, leading to further online speculation. Adding to the controversy, some social media users claimed that Epstein's private island contained a temple-like structure, which they theorized was dedicated to the figure Moloch. Online commentators described Moloch as a mythical entity known in ancient lore as an entity associated with child sacrifice and desires granted through horrific offerings. However, others dismissed the entire episode concerning the name Baal, arguing that it could simply be a typographical error, possibly meant to read bank on the transfer form. The released files also revealed that Epstein had managed to acquire 3 sacred cloth pieces known as kiswa, which traditionally cover the Kaaba, Islam's holiest shrine in Mecca. According to a report by Middle East Eye, pieces of the cloth were flown from Saudi Arabia to Epstein's property in Florida via a special air shipment. Each year, the kiswa is replaced with a newly woven one, and the previous sections become highly sought-after religious artifacts, prized for their spiritual significance. Documents indicate that the delivery of these kiswa pieces reached Epstein's residence in 2017, months after he had officially registered as a sex offender in the United States.
Day one, and start re-educating yourself the way the world really works. Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you 48 years of study. I'm going to give you a secret.
Okay.
Nothing in this world is what you think it is. Nothing operates the way you think it does.
What do you mean?
Nothing operates the way you think it does.
What do you mean?
Government does not work the way you think it
It's
does.
not about people voting
No.
for a president.
No, it has nothing to do with that. We're talking money. We're talking control, corporations, big business, period.
All big business and money.
Period.
Yeah.
End of sentence. Now, religion is a corporation. It's all the religions of the Western world, especially in the Western world, all religions operate under maritime admiralty law. So there are certain...
What do you mean maritime admiralty law?
Maritime admiralty is the law of water, and I talk a lot about this in the past. I'm going to talk a lot about it in the future.
Okay.
There are only 2 things on the earth, on this earth, land and water.
Right.
So there are 2 kinds of law, the law of the land and the law of water. The law of the land is the custom of the people who live on a particular piece of land. So the law of the land is different in every country.
Right.
I mean, you can do things in Russia you can't do in America.
Right.
You can do things in South Africa you can't do in China because it's the law of the land. That particular piece of land has their own custom. So the custom of the people living on a particular piece of land is called the law of the land.
Okay, got it.
But there is also a larger, far more important law on the earth. It's called the law of the sea, the law of the water. And when you get into, and then that law is referred to in courts as maritime admiralty. Maritime admiralty is the law of water. Once you understand the law of water, it opens up a world of occult hidden symbols and hidden foundations on how we live.
What are some of those laws that we're not aware of?
Oh my goodness! When you walk into a courtroom, why do you go to court? You play basketball on a court. You play tennis on a court.
Right.
Yeah. How do you play tennis on a court? You play with a racket. Come on. And so the judge walks out, he rules from the bench, right? Look it up in a Latin dictionary. The word bench is a bank in Latin.
Oh.
And so the judge is ruling for the bank. That's why he wears a black robe, because the black robe represents the planet Saturn, the god of banking and law.
Oh.
The black robe represents the planet Saturn, who in the ancient world was called Lord of the Rings.
Wow.
Well, he is Lord of the Rings.
Right, there's rings.
And so women were told in the ancient world to listen to their god, so they would wear an ear ring. Men were to get married before their god, so they wear a wedding ring. Because Saturn was Lord of the Rings.
Wow.
And he is also the inhibitor. He was the one who holds you back. He represents government, banking, the police department, all kinds of institutions that are powerful that can hold you back. He was the inhibitor, the judge, the court, the government.
The structure in
The structure,
astrology.
right.
Yeah.
And so Saturn was the inhibitor who holds you back. Well, the ancient Jews said, in Judaism, they said, because Saturn was very big in Judaism for many years, and it still is in many ways. But in the ancient Jewish tradition, they said, well, since Saturn is the inhibitor who holds you back, then when we worship him or show honor for him, which is on Saturn's day, which actually begins on Friday night.
The Sabbath, the Saturn.
Sabbath, and the very word Sabbath comes from a Phoenician word for the planet. The planet in Saturn, in the Phoenician ancient language, the Phoenician language was Shabbath. And Shabbat becomes Sabbath. So the Sabbath in the Jewish tradition is the holding back, the worship of the God who holds you back. So the ancient Jews said, good, if he's going to hold us back, we'll do nothing. We'll hang out for the whole day and do nothing, because he's going to hold you back anyway. So therefore, it was referred to as the Sabbath, which is actually Shabbat in the Phoenician language for the planet Saturn. And that's why you have the Sabbath on Saturn's day.
Wow. And all these messages are encoded into our consciousness.
And have no idea in the world where they come from. You know, let me give you an example. If you had a
Here's one of the craziest ones. The day he was indicted, the very next day, he ordered 330 gallons of sulfuric acid.
What?
Yes. He ordered 6 55-gallon drums of sulfuric acid to be delivered to the island. And so there's a lot of people online saying, oh, that was probably for his desalination plant. It's probably like a regular thing they need to order. That's a lot of sulfuric acid. 239 gallons or whatever it is to burn kids. It's crazy. So this is the conspiracy that drives me the most crazy, because I don't like it.
At this point, most people are questioning whether this is even a joke or if he's being completely serious.
Is that a gang sign? Have you,
Oh, like you don't know what it is. You don't know what that is.
I have no idea.
You don't know. Jimmy Fallon doesn't know. David Letterman doesn't know.
We don't know.
All the comics and show business don't know what this is. It is the secret symbol of the Illuminati, and you're a part of it. Talk show hosts, people on television, people in sitcoms have been hired by the government to throw you off the track, to distract you, to make you laugh and stuff like that, make you happy and docile so you don't know what's really going on. When they get out there in the woods in a circle naked and they decide these things, look at them trying to cover it up.
After the release of the Epstein files, what Roseanne Barr said suddenly doesn't sound so crazy anymore.
You know they eat babies. That is not bullshit. It's true. Everybody still thinks I'm crazy, but I'm not crazy. They're full-on vampires. They love the taste of human flesh and they drink human blood. They do, Tucker. Stop staring at me like that.
You're freaking me out, man.
So many kids that I was in mental institutions with over the years, they are all from those cults. And they've covered it all up.
This was creepy enough before the release of the Epstein files, but now it's straight up terrifying.
Wow, that looks great. Thank you. What you want in a pancake is to have the consistency of young human flesh.
It's spongy, it has life to it.
You're with a guy with brightly colored undergarments, and you got soft human flesh in front of you.
I'm looking forward to this.
Did she say what I think she said, or am I just too deep into these Epstein files?
We are the first species on the face of this earth to be aware of evolution by everything that we do. The babies we eat, the food we eat, the car...
Rewind!
The babies we eat, the babies we eat.
After the release of the Epstein files, this old Stephen Colbert comedy skit feels a lot creepier than it used to.
I must appease him with the gift of a man-child. Come to me. I must feed you. Take the baby. Take the baby. Don't eat me. Eat the baby.
I'm sure the baby will be fine.
Did y'all see Jeffrey Epstein's reaction when the name of Jesus was mentioned? Tell me this wasn't Satan manifesting through this man.
They spoke, and people around who could write wrote. Socrates could think. So that was...
Jesus of Nazareth was the same way, right? Never wrote anything.
I thought he was a carpenter.
He was a carpenter.
Didn't he need like a little carpenter's tool? I don't want to get that.
But at least his written record.
Right.
One last thing.
Sure. Thank you for having me.
Covered it all up.
Satanic symbolism in the Olympics?
How about that?
How about that?
I bet a lot of people saying he ain't lying.